Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel today for the 7th Alliance War of Season 26. So today we are facing GD. So last season they were Platinum 2, however this season they are actually quite high in Platinum 1 at this time. So not taking it lightly. Got a bit of an interesting team today. We've got Quake, Captain Marvel Movie and Killmonger. Got 6 fights. So this first fight is an Annihilus on Hazard Shift. Going to be quaking it. Should be a really simple quake fight. It's going down, probably going to take somewhere between 6 and 7 cycles overall. Thought about activating half suicides for this fight, but decided not to. So yeah, so far it's all going fine. Thinking probably going to need one more cycle, take him out. And this cycle takes him down to 1%. And then there I accidentally drop a heavy, 4 hits, takes down to 22%. And this is why I really don't like quaking him more. Because you make one small error and that's pretty much all your health gone. It's a really squishy champion, obviously not available as a 6-star, so yeah, it's why she's sort of a last resort champion to me. This next fight, this is a Killmonger. He also has Hazard Shift, he also has Power Focus 1 and Resistor. So using Captain Marvel Movie here, she's easily the best option for this fight. So as you can see, the Incinerate push us into binary ignition really quickly, shrug them off. And now the Indestructible will help us to survive this Incinerate. And now we're in the poison phase. So obviously poison immune. Special 2 does some nice damage. The 2 beam attacks deal true damage, so they ignore Resistor. Now we're in an awkward position where the Indestructible is worn off and we're in the Incinerate phase. So I'm basically just going to play passive during Incinerate phase, hitting during poison. I don't have the Nick Fury synergy, so I'm not going to attempt to keep binary up. I'll let it expire and re-enter it again. We actually managed to push Killmonger to his special 2 here, even with there being Power Focus 1. So yeah, now I'm just getting into binary using the Incinerates. Think I'm playing passive to basically wait for the Indestructible cooldown. Go for the special 3 here, this will give me 10 binary charges, which will get me into binary ignition, and also it will give me a power gain buff, help me get to a special 2 to finish off this fight. So we actually did use it just before the Indestructible cooldown, but yeah, it's not really going to matter, he's nearly down at this point. Go for a heavy attack here, and because we gain binary charges it actually does reactivate the Indestructible. Decide to not go for a special 3. Go in for a combo and then another special 3 here. And yeah, this should finish him off. So it's a really simple fight against Killmonger. It is a bit on the longer side, mainly because of Resistor, but there's no risk involved. Now moving on to section 2, and as you can see I'm really heavily boosted here. We were playing really poor this war, and it was actually extremely close at this point. So his first fight up is going to be a Sentinel. Now this is a really low risk fight even with Quake. You activate the regen boost mainly for the next fight, which is a Void, and I don't have a great Void counter. So here, because the bit shaken after the first fight, so I'm going to do sort of a hybrid of parry and dexterity methods. It's the last Quake fight, so I don't really care about any chip damage taken. Sentinel does have a fairly big health pool, but it is only a rank 2. So it's not going to be that long again, probably 6 cycles. And he's also not playing too aggressively here either. So yeah, probably 2 more cycles will finish him off. I think I'm dropping these heavies just to try and speed it up, because I know at this point the fight is pretty much in hand. And yeah, finish him off. 1 minute fight, so not too bad. So now moving on to Avoid, he has strike counter, combat power rate, and also node where whenever you cross over a power bar threshold you get a power sting. So Killmonger is not the greatest option for this fight, but it's also really basic fight. So the plan is basically to exhaust the light attack strike counter and attempt to just basically not cross over a power bar at all in this fight to avoid getting the power sting. But I notice here I'm probably going to cross over 1 bar of power. But the amount of damage, I'm trying to play passive to avoid it, but I know I need to keep my combos up for Void's debuffs. But yeah, we actually do manage to not cross over a power bar at all. And at this point, this is just a Void with no nodes. Again, just need to manage combos well. There, back off, because would have hit in a bit too early. Killmonger is not the hardest hitter, but he will do enough damage to get this fight over with in a relatively quick amount of time. And again, I'm really heavily boosted at this time, so damage is definitely being buffed up a bit by that. Again, just waiting out the combos. He uses a heavy attack. His heavy attack has 3 hits, so it does take a bit of time if you evade the whole thing. And yeah, at this point he's nearly down. I think I decided to just ignore oh no, don't. So yeah, just get the debuff off at the end. Probably could have just finished the combo there. Now this is a rank 3 Vision Arcus on node 49, so I was actually quite worried about this fight initially. I was expecting it to be relatively long because of how high his health pool is, so I did use an invulnerability boost. So going in with 17 charges, which is a great amount to go in with, means you're not going to immediately enter binary and can build a bit of power before. But yeah, I go for some intercepts here because we've got the indestructible, we've got the backup, and yeah, at this point I know this fight is not going to last very long at all. With the boosts I've got active, I did also activate suicides for this fight. Took just 28 hits, pretty much 25-second fight. But yeah, now moving on to the Modok boss. So I believe this is the second Modok boss in a row. Took one last war against 2-1-1. So this time I am more heavily boosted in terms of health and attack, but I decided to not use the regen boost. Just don't really think it's necessary for this fight. Again, just using the basic special 1 strategy. Parrying with the counterpunch charges. We'll also activate reverberation when it isn't on cooldown, so it'll boost up our damage a bit. I think probably with these boosts, Killmonger's got at least 60,000 health, so even if we do mess up and do to combo, it's not going to come close to killing us, especially with the armor and crit resist that Killmonger has, which makes him quite tanky overall. We are actually getting some really poor bleed RNG in this fight, just not triggering many of them early on at all, which is going to extend it a bit. "60 hits in and we haven't even applied 15 bleeds yet. Normally at this point you're probably closer to 20. Trig Protect for the first time from this special one, so rather than go for a parry I will just go for a proper blocked hit. Finally hit 15 bleeds at 80 hits, and I think soon I will start saving to the special 3 because he's already over halfway down. So yeah, as you can see, even with the poor bleed RNG, still getting the job done. Started to improve a bit now. So I believe I'm going to start building up to the special 3 here. Just trying to land the reparries to mitigate block damage. But I know at this fight all I need to do is get that last bar of power and then it's over. Feeling pretty comfortable here. One more combo will probably be enough. Yeah, so we go for it here. He's already pretty much down, so it's only going to take a couple of bleed ticks to finish him. So we did end up winning this war. Again, we played quite poorly, but they also died quite a bit. And yeah, thanks for watching.